I need paper. I think this could be. We need some paper. We usually write down stuff. Let's see. Income tax. No, who cares about that? We'll go with this binder right here. What's going on, everybody? We're going to start very shortly. Snowstorm has started earlier than expected. Yeah, we've made it the last couple without losing power, but it's always a thing, so you never know. We want to get this thing and show on the road. We are going to be doing Yeti's off-season. It is going to be pretty cool. The only bad thing about this is you never know. Right? Last year we got Superstar, and actually, by the way, I'll explain. Someone said, C4, did you go through and favorite up the guys that may have some information? And I always say, I wish I did that. Which I think part of the fun of a stream is when we go through, we try to find some guys together, but could streamline things a little bit better. I literally remembered, I've been down here for maybe 10 minutes. And I was like, oh shit. I did kickers, punters, and both safety positions. And here's just a quick little look. We got Thaddeus Powell, disciplined, strong safety. We have Doug Brackens, lacks discipline, but he has that B-zone coverage, which does look pretty interesting. We have Enrique Alvarez, who also has a discipline. I think there's a generational kicker. Now, we already have a generational kicker on our team. I'm kind of thinking we still get, anytime there's a guy that's going to be, I don't know what his rating's going to be, but high 70, low 80 superstar kicker. Should just draft it and we'll stash on the practice squad. Probably won't get poached. Don't think teams will be poaching special teamers. You never know. And then it just, makes our roster look better. You can always have multiple kickers. That is the hidden thing. That is what we've missed in our inability to win a Super Bowl in this series, I think. It's definitely not me crumbling under moments. It's definitely not my offensive line being a bunch of turnstiles. No. I think we need a two-kicker approach. At any moment, you never know what kicker you're getting. So that kicker looks good. That's all I got through. I got through kicker, punter, long snapper, strong and free safety. Everything else, we're going to have to take a little peek-see through. But if we had a whole, what's up, everybody coming in, Mr. Noise Guy. Aaron, Judge, and Jory, what's your draft class names? I'm using, right now, sports gaming rosters draft classes. Haven't had a chance to kind of put my own little sizzle and spice on it like I try to do, and I'm always full disclaimer because I don't want to be this is my draft class. I absolutely just downloaded his. But then I kind of have, get around the crevices when you're buttering up a turkey for Thanksgiving. Right? You got to get in all the crevices with butter. So I have this SGR draft class turkey. And you need a little bit of, moisturize with that butter. That's what I do with those classes. But sports gaming rosters, you can check that out. C4, I told him he should make a wheel of other 32 playbooks he's not using. Whatever he lands on should pick for his new coordinators. I like, we might do that. My question now is, how the hell do I get a wheel on stream if I want to do that? Yeah, it might be able, we might be able, I don't, yeah. Let's see. I like that idea. But I only like that idea if we go look at the coordinators and it looks terrible. Or it's offenses we know that suck ass. But I do like that idea. And I actually was going to use that idea. And I've penciled that idea in, Damien, with the 199 for our Madden rebuilds. I think you mentioned that before because in Madden, obviously, we're doing, you get your little year 5, there's clearly a scheme thing. Let's try to see if there's literally any other real coach that we could hire to come in and we can change our playbook to his playbook. But sometimes that doesn't happen, and I think there needs to be a point that we can't not do that to try to save a rebuild just because there's no real coaches. So a good little, because everything else is fake coaches, spin the wheel. We'll see what kind of. I like that. I definitely like that idea, and I've been thinking about it for our main rebuilds, but for this series, certainly something we can consider. But if I can't figure out how to put it up on stream, which I have an idea, but I don't know if my scenes are right, I'll do that to kick off the next episode. We'll just spin the wheel and see what we get for coordinators. What did you decide on the quarterback situation? What I have decided, I think there's going to be a reality here because, you know, I'm always looking for the QBs. We got a couple actually that free fall here. Dakota McGee. Now, they don't show the discipline. This guy looks like he sucks, so that's, I don't know, drug test or something. I've only ever seen, like, a good, well, that guy was way down here, Ladarius Hurd. Strong arm, elite throw power. Ooh, this could be, that could be something. Why was he way down at the bottom? He didn't have the most negative. Oh, he had 211. He must have just got like a draft story or something. Okay. But for the state of the quarterback, point that I'm trying to get to is I've only ever seen, in terms of like meme, fun, whatever, sometimes there's like a 300-pound quarterback that gets generated. I've seen it probably, I don't know if we've done 20 realistic rebuilds. I've probably seen that quarterback get generated, so that's 20 times 5. You know, around 10% of the time, I would say. Like maybe 10 rebuilds that we've done, or 10 seasons of all the 100 seasons worth of rebuilds we've done. I don't know if we just waited out for that guy. He's not in this class. That's how we start. That's actually how we end every stream, is when we start the new season and we generate the draft class. Because we'll just skim through the preseason here probably tonight. I just look at the quarterback class right away. Go see if there's 300-pound meme. I think I want to lead with one quarterback every draft, just because you never know. First sign of pressure. Happy feet equals normal dev. First sign of, I didn't know they exposed how to get the QBs. Okay. Is there any other? Is that all you know? You could just tell they'll have a hidden dev if they have first sign of pressure. But yeah, I think every year, now that I actually know that, we're gonna need to look at these quarterbacks real quick. I'm gonna do that before the stream, because we'll get going here in the stream in like, I don't know, not too long. But now I got this new tech. New tech has been by LaMarvelous in chat. Because I was pretty much just gonna go by who could throw it the furthest. Clarence Smart, happy feet. We got Todd, happy feet. I did not know that tech was out. Perkins, happy feet. Harrell, happy feet. Hartman, no happy feet. Okay. Might be something there, boys. We got Nick Knox. That's a sick name. Oh, I wish he did not have happy feet. I could totally have a series around Nick freaking Knox. Jay Hill. Jay Hill doesn't have happy feet. Oh. We might. Okay. Mr. Dixon. Stands tall in pocket equals. What was that? What was that? Okay. LaMarvelous. This is not a punishment. This is just for everyone else that comes in the stream. We're going to thank you for the knowledge, LaMarvelous. Now, for the next rest of this stream, that knowledge was not. What was this guy's? Well, this guy doesn't have what he said. Could that be an X factor? With the help of LaMarvelous, again, message deleted, not personal. That was strictly with the help of LaMarvelous. We may have a quarterback that we want to consider drafting. Okay. Wow. There we go, boys. We got 88 people. Get the little before we even start recording for the clipped up highlight video they'll drop tomorrow. We're gonna have at least one really good pick today. One real good pick that I'm gonna feel good about. How's everybody doing? Okay, what do we got? Let me catch on these comments because I'm still salads are being consumed here. Just under belief the webcam there. Thoughts on Sean Mannion and Josh Gizzard? Isn't it Grizzard? But either way, not my preferred. But when I look around where everyone else got a job, Joe Brady was my number one. I like the sound of that Sheelhass guy from the Rams. Is he going anywhere? That Sheelhass guy, by the way, he didn't get like a head coaching job, did he? But Brian Dable to a lesser extent, he certainly wasn't high up the list, but he was another guy that's like, okay, I'd be down with that. But I wanted Joe Brady, then we obviously got a head coach job, or like Kevin Stefanski would have been interesting, head coaching job. So obviously I set my expectations very high. But the names that they brought in, if you look at literally the list of all the coordinators that Philly showed interest in, be it like a virtual meeting or bringing them into a meeting, dude, murderer's row of absolutely not. Do not let them in the building. So I think I have more concern than not with Mannion. I think a lot of people are happy with it, just unconditionally. You either have it or you don't as a play caller, right? We found that out. I thought Brian Johnson was that was my favorite OC hire maybe of all time for the Philadelphia Eagles. I was like, yes, Florida Gator. He was head OC at Florida when we looked pretty decent when he was there. And then quarterback coach is like, okay, in Philly, great relationship with Jalen Hurts. It made so much sense for him to work as an OC. Good offensive mind, Brian Johnson. But you have to have it as a play caller. Something that's it's a brand new skill that needs to be unlocked. That's why so many offensive coordinators, so many good position coaches that become offensive coordinators fail. You gotta have it. You can't just be, you know how to develop a specific position, because when you're in game, you gotta get it, the read for the game. That there's an intuition that I've seen just even from Philadelphia OCs. If Brian Johnson did not have it. Kevin Patullo clearly from day one wasn't gonna have it. I remember going back to this is harsh, going back to the Juan Castillo days. Right? It was just that was just clearly I thought the inverse. Philly made Juan Castillo our defensive coordinator. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous, but maybe he just knows how to call a defense. He's going to get in there and be in his bag. Absolutely not. So with Sean Mannion, with no track record of calling plays, that is still my biggest worry. It's if we're the crash test to see if he does. And we've had that in Brian Johnson's first year and Kevin Patullo's first year. Do we really want a third year of trying to figure out if a guy can call plays or not? But there's obviously a lot of upside. Feels like Philadelphia, it's kind of like hiring a year early. If Mannion would have returned and done another year with Green Bay with LaFleur, next year he would have been an instant, top 3, top 5 OC candidate. But hey, could be worse. We saw worst. So I think I have more concern. I'm 60-40 on Sean Mannion. 60% is I don't like the fact that it's a first-time play caller. 40% is this guy might have a lot of upside. And if he does, what are the odds that Howie Roseman, who has been dominating from the GM field, is he gets it a third time wrong? You know what I'm saying? Just the odds and percentages for how good he is of a talent evaluator. All right, 33% chance. I'll take that in trying to find a good OC, first-time OC. I don't know if he goes 0 for 3. I think he's too damn good to go 0 for 3. Hope you get the Madden playbook. It's 800 runs. I do want to use that playbook, by the way. Have you found any players that are better overall by changing position? Totally, man. You want to get slot wide receivers. Think of slot wide receivers, and you move them to running back. Like Wan'Dale Robinson to running back. Stud. C4 Canada, a story behind it. A Philly fan, man, just bunch of reasons. No ties to any football team. Great little story time here. We're starting the stream, I promise, in 2 minutes. Just catching up with the chat before we get going. Basically, video games. Played video games, played hits, early Maddens. Madden 2002? '02 might have been my first one. Maybe '01. I remember having '01, but that might have been just with my brother. I remember playing '02. And it's like my two favorite players in that game to play was Jerome Bettis on the Steelers and Brian Dawkins. When I played like any defense, I was like, oh man, I love when I'm playing with Philly because Dawkins is so sick. And then it just became like I kind of like always would just kind of pick the Eagles. Like, they were a fun team. Donovan McNabb at that time, Brian Westbrook, some dogs. And then I was like, I kind of like the Eagles, but I wasn't officially a fan. I was a kid. I was literally in grade 6. Grade 5, grade 4, 5, 6, one of those years. And I was like, I kind of like, if you ask who I like, I'm like, I like Pittsburgh and Philly. But then I was a fair weather fan to make the ultimate decision because they played in the '04 Super Bowl, the New England Patriots. And that was my brother's team. So then I was like, I just be the little brother. Like, I'm going for the team that's going against your team. And since then, I was like, I already kind of like the Eagles. And then foregone conclusion that was the deciding factor. And then, yeah. That is how I made a decision that would affect my career and the rest of my life at 7 years old. All right, let's go to the stream. Let's go, boys. Here we go. Wait. We got Bruce Wayne with the 199. When's the next Jags rebuild? Jacksonville, I think. A lot of Houston. CJ Stroud, what goes on with it? I think Houston and... I'll tell you right now, Houston and Jacksonville are my next two rebuilds of teams that don't get new coaches. Like, I haven't started anything. Maybe, you know what, Bruce? I might do Jacksonville just because you mentioned it. There's no tiebreaker. I'm going to obviously rebuild everyone. And then we get to use the Madden mod draft classes, which is going to be real fun. Have some fun with that. Sometimes you found wide receivers that can be all us that are better at quarterback. Don't tell me I have to start for this series looking for obscure other position guys that could become quarterback. I hope we can just find a quarterback. All right, we're going to get it going. Let's record this and officially start the stream. What's going on, everybody? We are here live on YouTube, but if you couldn't come hang out live and help us draft, this is going to be the YouTube portion of it. We are here for Yetis off-season, which is going to be, well, it's going to be every year until we start winning, the biggest offseason of our freaking series career. And this is going to be a big one, man. I felt a little bit better at the end of last year than I do feeling at the better this year because we finished last year on a hot streak, almost made the playoffs. This year, we were dead in the water at midseason. Didn't love that, which I think the quarterback position is a big reason to. And we have to just hopefully find another option, be it, our very limited free agency pool of players that we can look at, but most importantly, in this upcoming draft. If there is a good quarterback, we have got to smell him out. Got to sniff him out if possible. There's no problem about our run game. I feel so good about our offensive line. Now, Garland's dev trait was just Madden bullshit. He was a backup guard, but Madden's like, hey, he's lineman of the year. Sure, we'll take that. Free superstar dev there. But this is, an absolute juggernaut of an offensive line that we have. Now they got to reach their ceiling, and the only way they reach their ceiling is by, I don't think there's a better way than saying we got to be burning through these seasons, having fun, trying to win. But this is going to be a team that's going to have to peak eventually because it's not great ratings, but great dev traits. We got to get to that ceiling as fast as we possibly can. Wide receiver is another spot that's just like, I don't know. What is wrong with our pass game? Is it our quarterback? Probably. Is there some that are, maybe our wide receivers aren't meeting my play style? I think a big thing, and what we're actually going to start, our first piece of business is looking at a new coaching staff, is the playbooks. Do we just have not a good mesh of talent to play design, right? Like, we got some speed. We don't have, elite cheesy speed by other means. I think Fullerton's, our kind of fast guy that's not even really that fast. So, now, do we need to get different style of players to work with our quarterback situation? Or, there's so many different pieces that we got to figure out. But the pass game, we got to figure that out. Defensively, well, last year we drafted a superstar X Factor. Our number one pick was Glenn Cannon, and we felt so good. I said, I can't believe this guy fell through the cracks. I don't know. Bill Belichick at North Carolina, was he in school, tanked his stock or something? That's the only thing that makes sense, that he was available. I have never seen an extra. Now when I'm doing rebuilds, this is the kind of player that makes me do I really got to, Do I gotta look at like everybody, all the UDFAs, because these guys exist, these guys get generated, but Glenn Cannon proved that everything can happen, right? So that was sick. Our defense looks pretty good, right? We're going to be going BPA for our draft. We always have, try to have between 12 and 15 picks. If you're good, you're coming in. It is going to be absolute positional battles across the board. Only the best are going to start for our team. But we got that X factor last year, and we got, obviously, at left tackle, our big left tackle. He was our number 2 pick last season. Deontay Redmond, 6'8", 354, gigantic human being. Jordan Mailata 2.0. He comes out the box as a superstar dev. So the pace has been set. We got an X factor and a superstar last year. Can we top it with this upcoming draft? Well, we got 150 people in counting here in chat. I think we can. Fuck, I can't wait to get that quarterback. Oh, boys. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Would you ever consider putting out your unedited? They do. I think all my streams, once I'm done, they're in like the stream section of videos. You can go back and rewatch them. C4 Gabriel, I'm doing the same undrafted as you. What are the ways to get devs in the draft? You just, you don't ever want to give rid of the sauce. You're going to want players in their scouting reports. You don't want guys that cause penalties, right? Who wants a hothead on his team? Who wants to get players that are constantly just flags all around? You don't want a grabby corner. You don't want a, impatient lineman. So look for guys that, you're probably not going to give a lot of penalties. You think the Vikings regret letting Darnold go? I mean, they're just, I think that's the Vikings curse continue. Everyone talks about the Vikings curse for, they just can't ever win a Super Bowl. That is carried into that quarterback situation. Because they didn't just invest a first-round pick in J.J. McCarthy, who probably shouldn't have been a first-round pick. J.J. McCarthy was, the last quarterback on that list of potential first guys. A lot of people, I thought that's a second-rounder, second, third, which is still, that's still second, third-round quarterback. You could still draft them, Jalen Hurts, and win a lot of games. But, I think if J.J. McCarthy was a second-round pick and not a first-round pick, I can't remember if they traded up for him as well. It's optics. It's an optics-building league. You can't pay Darnold after you just drafted a quarterback in the first round. So that's the Vikings curse. Because if they didn't, and I think they'd be much happier with Sam Darnold at this point. However, how much I'm cheering for the Seahawks right now. I want Seattle to win. Patriots haven't been bad for long enough, but I'm a big Drake May guy. It pains me to say, I'm used to hating everything New England. They need to be bad for another 5 years before I can go, you know what, I like Drake May, so go win the Super Bowl. You still need to suck for longer. But all things equal, I think the storyline that makes me, pick a side here is the Sam Darnold redemption, man. That is incredible. We've done videos with Sam Darnold having a career redemption on the channel before, and it's something in real life, video game, Indiana winning the Natty. That's something straight out of college football 26. Sam Darnold bouncing around 15 different teams and finally taking a team to a Super Bowl. Now, that does a little bit of lifting. That would be my only argument to, is it the end of the world if Vikes actually screw this up? Darnold still had the most turnovers in the league this year. He's played great. The last game was obviously lights out and had some big games throughout the season. But let's not act like Sam Darnold's the reason why Seattle is on its run. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say something nice about Darnold because I love that story. But if you're ranking the reasons why Seattle's in the Super Bowl, is Sam Darnold reason 1 or 2? It's probably their defense and their coaching, right? You got obviously elite defense. You got the head, McDonald as a coordinator running the defense. Their head offensive guys going to get the head coaching job, and he's maybe the biggest name on the market. So, you know what I'm saying? All due respect to Darnold, I don't think I'd be at the end of the world. I'd be losing sleep as a Viking fan in this situation, especially if they go on and win, which I think they will. But I don't think it's you just let Tom Brady leave. You know what I'm saying? Coordinators, yes, we are doing coordinators. Absolutely. C4, how would you laugh when Belichick got in the Hall of Fame? See, that's one side where I can't do that. I think maybe that's one reason why I'm not sending out mean tweets about the situation. He got to make it, dude. At the end of I hate him. I hate everything New England. I live in where, like, if most people, most casuals are Patriots fans. I hate them. If he doesn't get in first time, you know, what are we doing? Like, that goes to a point where, like, it'd be funny if he wasn't unanimous. Like, that's where I'd find, like, he absolutely probably should be unanimous. Like, 50 out of 50. But if he was, like, 45 out of 50, there's your little kind of chuckle at him for all the dog shit he did while he was in New England, right? Like, haha, you made the Hall of Fame, but not unanimous. You know, if you didn't cheat, you might have got it, but you cheated. Remember, you're an ass. Like, he didn't even make it. That turns my hatred from, haha, Bill Belichick to, like, these are people, like, the worst type of people in society. That are like, I'm going to be important. This is going to make me important. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to just, like, how can you make the Hall of Fame about you, the voter? Can we get some spotlight on all these, you know, Hall of Fame winning journalists and shit that are voting on Hall of Fame? Like, I don't know. I turned my hatred on them very quickly. Coordinators. Tell you right now, sorry, Kellen Moore. Which I should be recording this. All right, with great pleasure to start the offseason, we are firing both our defensive coordinator, get out of here, and butthead from Beavis and Butthead, Kellen Moore. I thought it would be all right. I thought we'd have a decent time. The most dog shit offense I've ever ran in this game. Dude, like every play for Kellen Moore's offense was like, let's have 3 guys move in motions. Like, my guys are 65 overall. Half the time, like, they just, like, are, like, blocking. They just end up blocking and just stop running. We can't, it was a terrible play. Because I remember we had some other options last offseason. I think Stefanski was there. I think he was, like, who Chat was kind of sliding towards. And maybe my Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl winning Kellen Moore OC bias was the difference maker in that one. But, and my defense, I don't know, man. I was pissed a little bit. I just couldn't play defense. Literally, it was the Raiders series this year. 2 seasons ago. I played pretty good defense. I felt like there were some games when I'm cutting up my YouTube highlights, it was more defensive highlights than I was showing offense. And that never happens. I was having a blast. And then this year, it's like, Jesus Christ, man. Everyone, like, I don't know. Everyone was robo quarterback. Every time we hopped in, it was bullshit. And the only time we got somewhat competitive down the stretch, even still crashing and burning and not making the playoffs, was when I was like, all right, I'm simming defense and playing offense. I think maybe we need a better playbook. We've been drafting man guys, and maybe we just didn't have the best scheme for that. So that's why we're going to look first at, can I go look at these guys right now? Y, X. Is there any defensive guys? Ooh. Now those are both 3-4 defenses. Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin as a DC. That would be sick. And then Mufasa. I'd love D'Amico Ryans. Because we don't have to worry about playbooks from a sim standpoint. I think Pittsburgh usually is pretty decent. We just did that Steelers rebuild the other day. But those are certainly guys we could hire. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna throw a little poll up in chat. How do I do that? Right here. I'm trying to think, like, who's a funner defense? Now that I'm going to be usering, like, when I'm out there playing, like, I'm trying to think, like, I don't think there's no, I honestly, even though I'm a little more biased towards D'Amico Ryans, no bias towards this hire. I think they're both excellent hires. Both defenses I haven't messed around with, like, hopping in and playing. We've done Raiders, which is a 3-4, right? Our Raiders, I don't think I eventually switched up the defensive scheme in our Raiders series. I think I just ran it, because I never would have changed Max Crosby's position around. So I do have a lot of experience with 3-4. This team's been 4-3. Oh, okay. I'm in the 3-4. Interesting. It's up the spring. Let's go, Drunk Monkey. Get after it, bro. You better be putting up 3 plates on either side of that bench. Is Mike Tomlin there for the OC? Holy shit. 70. Okay. All right. So we are first stage. Going through the chat. Letting chat help pick who our next defensive coordinator is, because there's 2 interesting options. Now, I had Damien in chat suggest that there's not a good name. We have a little spin the wheel, and that will decide what scheme we run. And I'm actually kind of using that in our rebuilds as well, like our main channel rebuilds. If we can't clearly win due to a scheme, and we got to switch it up, we got to fire the coaches. I'm going to do that actually the next time we have to. We've been pretty lucky so far. But if we can't find a good OC or DC here today, that is what we're going to do. But we started with defense, and we have 2 incredibly interesting names. We have Mike Tomlin looking to get back into the league as a defense coordinator, so that would be using that Pittsburgh Steelers 3-4 defense. We have Mufasa, DeMeco Ryans, former head coach of the Houston Texans, who might have the scariest defense in the NFL right now. The problem is, perception versus reality. The perception of what we think these defenses are, the reality that I suck. So we need to have a little bit of a balance here. So I put it to a poll. I'd be fine with either one of those playbooks. In our main channel, Raiders franchise, I played 3-4. So I got a lot of experience. These schemes here aren't going to put me as a fish out of water. And I thought it'd be closer than this. Our chat officially, 63% DeMeco Ryans as our new defensive coordinator. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Very excited for that. All right, what do we got? We're gonna feel this one out here a little bit. Let's change our scheme right away. See where we're at. 4-3. Just like a regular 4-3? 4-3 scheme. That runs a 4-4 play. Okay. I mean, base 4-3, we're 91% scheme fit. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, we'll just go base 4-3 for now. All right, I didn't do the DC reaction live. We're going to do the OC because this is the big one. OC reaction, who is available? People in chat are already saying if I can get Mike Tomlin to do it, I probably would, just to have something, he'd bring his Mike Tomlin offense. We got Titans offense, Brian Callahan. We got Ben Johnson. We got Zach Taylor. Bears, Bengals. We have Brian Schottenheimer. We have Kyle Dave Canales, Stefanski. Oh my God. Oh, we got some polls. Some polls need to be happening. We are going to assemble a super team of coaches. Let's go. Who are we getting here? Okay, let's be honest. Odd man out, obviously. No Callahan. Ben Johnson, so that's going to be a lot of running. That's kind of what we're good at. Zach Taylor's going to be a lot of throwing. That's probably, if this was a sim, I'd be getting him 100%. But it's not a sim. I don't know if that's going to work out. So now we have Dallas with Brian Schottenheimer. I assume that's probably not the best fit. And then we got Kyle Shanahan, Dave Canales, Kevin Stefanski. I mean, Stefanski already lost out the first head coaching hire. I don't really love the Browns playbook. Dave Canales, I remember not liking the Panthers playbook when I did a rebuild. So I really do think it's coming down here. Kyle Shanahan, Schottenheimer, Ben Johnson. Bears offense, Cowboys offense, Niners offense. I know the Niners offense sucks in sim. Is it fun to actually run? What up, Tank Warrior? Thanks, brother. Ben Johnson. We're going to have to plays a lot under center. Kyle Shanahan. Benner. Kyle. Hey, it's poll time. In this poll. Start this poll. Ben Johnson or Kyle Shanahan? I'd love for someone to come in that's played with either one of these playbooks and knows my style, knows my skill level. That's what we need. I don't know if Grok AI could solve that question for me. Right now, Kyle Shanahan a slim lead over Ben Johnson. I think from like a hiring standpoint, that would be like we're doing the Niners, right? We're going Kyle Shanahan. Play sheets 11 for Shanahan, and we got 11 for Ben Johnson. 23 abilities to 34 abilities. It's getting close. Kyle Shanahan lost a little bit of ground there. There's definitely a lot of motion here. But now it's going to be for whatever. It's going to be which offense can I pick up? Because if we fuck this up and we go Shanahan or we go with Ben Johnson, and I hate it. I hate it immediately. Soon as I play the first fucking preseason game, it's like, oh, this sucks. It's going to be, well, fuck, now no way Shanahan's going to be available next year. This is the god role of offensive coordinators. Like, I've never seen this happen in a rebuild. Having this many guys available that have like this kind of name value, this kind of motion, and hopefully not too much motion. But they do have a lot of like motion. I think of Niners offense, a lot of motion. Think of Ben Johnson, a lot of motion. Zach Taylor there. But it looks like Kyle Shanahan is not going to be giving up this lead. So let's go. He's reached 200 people here in the chillin'. Hit the like button. What does that mean? I don't see what that... Hit that like button. Let's go. I'm trying... Man, that's what I'm saying. My vibe right now is I feel like, gun to my head, I think the Bears offense might be a little bit better. But it's Kyle freaking Shanahan. Shanahan probably has quarterback tutor. I wish you could just go look at all their abilities right now. We're going with chat. Let's hopefully it doesn't suck. All right, we had two titans of offensive coordinators, offensive minds going at it. We are assembling a super team, as I said. And the poll went down. I went Ben Johnson in the Chicago Bears offense. I went Kyle Shanahan in the Niners offense. I hate the Steelers or the Saints offense story that we're using right now with Kellen Moore, or that we used last year because it had a lot of motion. Niners are going to have it. Niners probably are going to have some of those plays that I don't like, but I think they're going to have a lot better run plays, a lot better run selection. And I think of Niners offense, I think of Brock Purdy. I think a lot of easy, quick throws. A lot of throws to get yak. I think Kyle Shanahan. You think of Ben Johnson? It's another one. Oh, hit R1. No way! Okay, 1 second. Okay. Wow. Okay, Ben Johnson. Okay. I mean, just fucking. Yeah. All right, just got some new tech. Didn't know we could. This is how. Yep. Alrighty. Ben Johnson. This is a look at the abilities he would bring. Now he is a lower level, but kind of seeing where his points are invested. And then when you look at Kyle Shanahan, it's like, and to make it make it note, it was 60-40 in the poll. 60% Kyle Shanahan as our next offensive coordinator. We're the Niners. Kyle Shanahan running the offense. D'Amico Ryan's back around the defense. I got some synergy. That is coaching synergy. We are dominating this offseason. There we go. Shanahan coming in. Let's get his offense all schemed up here. We're looking at running back. It's how they protect the football. Oh. Good tech. Good info. That's okay. Air Swoosh dropping some tidbits here. Gotta remember that one for the running backs. What do we got here? Kyle Shanahan. We got zone run, West Coast. Same offensive scheme. Okay. Working on that. Kind of annoyed. Wish we'd get off fucking agile offensive line. Alrighty. We now have all that sorted. Let's go. Go Birds! Go Birds! I actually have something cool. Funds have not been transferred yet, but I got someone reached out, a mock draft site. I've worked with them before, cool people. They want to do a sponsored stream, and what they want is I'm going to host a mock draft where I'm going to be the Eagles, and I think if I share a link out, the first 31 other people that get into the site can be in a 2-round mock draft stream. So if you can get in time, as far as I know, it's free to sign up, like free to do this. And then if you like the mock draft site and all the content, I think they have like a subscription thing. And yeah, 2-round mock draft stream. We're still hammering out the details, but that could be a cool little hang. We got one player up for contract. It is the 5th-year option for Mr. Fells, which we're going to do it right. We're going to decline that. We'll get ahead of that contract while we have $1 trillion of funds. C4, what are your thoughts of the Ravens head coach? So you get Minner and you get Declan Doyle, who I thought for a second was going to be the Eagles' new OC. My thoughts would be I would have gone, it's so fitting for Baltimore to get a defensive head coach. I thought Brian Flores could potentially go there. I would have gone offensive guy to get the most. You have Lamar freaking Jackson. There's 2 trains of thought there. I would have gone with an offensive head coach because you need to maximize your now closing window of him being like an elite quarterback. But, if you get a good defense around, it probably, decent OC. I don't know about this Doyle guy, first-time play caller. I would say cautiously optimistic with how I would grade the Ravens. All right, so the coaching carousel is done. That is a good-looking staff there. Obviously, Brian Robinson, the best in the business when it comes to injuries. We got Mullins, God, running back. He's the running back guru. He's the Bill Belichick of running backs. Let's get to the offseason. I'm ready to go. So we need to look. This is always, it's like a filter. We are seeing if this free agency caught any somehow UDFA guys that we missed out on. That guy's been there for a minute. He was like what was he? I remember we looked last year. He was like a 5th-round pick or something like that. He was like the guy that was like a 1st-round bust. What's this guy? Ooh, the rare future starter tag with no dev trait on Jeremy Dennard. But, I assume any player that's not 23 is probably the youngest. You don't need his fullback. Man, a couple, man. I was going to say, sounds have been consumed. These aren't star dev guys, future starter. I know it's not an absolute slam dunk that that's how it's going to be every time. But, man. Okay. Not seeing anything. I think we usually get like 4 or 5 free agents. We got Lamont Favors. Ooh. We have so many tackles, but that's an interesting one. 1 year at a Templar. Are you a UDFA, sir? Did I miss you somehow? Well, that's not what we want to do. He is. we're going to bring you into training camp. Because last year we had a couple of these guys, right? The dev trade, but they were like in the low 60s. This guy's already a 72. Here's a nice little offer for you. I'm not going to break the bank, but get you in the door. C4, I'm happy to be... man, Christian Parker. As soon as I saw the news that Vic Fangio was, like, considering retirement, I was pretty upset that it seemed like, you know, if he did retire, you guys just snipe the most logical heir on our coaching staff, unless it's Clint Hurt. He also looks... wow, he's insane. $61 dev trait. I'm happy that as a team with obviously our huge handicap as in terms of roster building, UDFA only players. It is nice that like there's now guys that like anytime there was a dev trait for the first couple offseason streams, they were getting signed. Now it's like we have standards now, like 67 now. Let's just see here. Ooh, Mr. Hughes. What do we got over here? How do I? Boom. Eli Hughes, 74. That's not bad. I mean, that's like, you know, let's see. Beth Cookman. When were you developed? Ooh. He's coming into camp. Actually, I kind of really like to look at this guy. We don't have crazy depth at linebacker. Cam Woods with the dev trait. 66 pass cover. Undrafted. I don't know though. Corner would be a real nice one. Carlos Stinson. Any dev trade deal? Oh, year 3. No, there's no way. Why do I keep going in there? C4, does PL Mullins have the ability to allow 6 focus trained players? Yes. Absolutely he does. Every rebuild, every franchise mode that I do, that is something that you always get a insta unlock for me personally. Uh-oh. Huh. Huh. All right. Retry! C4, thoughts on Mr. Hurricane doing an undrafted series? He is? Kind of like this?
It's in the game.
Feels like Hurricane stole it, but there's no draft, so it's not as fun. What's he doing? Mr. Hurricane, the GOAT. No. Hurricane's doing practice squad, not undrafted, so you can only bring in practice squad guys. Cool. Hurricane's my GOAT, man. 0. I didn't even know he was doing that. 0.0% chance that feels like he stole it. At 0.00. Maybe he saw this and it's like, I'm going to do something similar, but I didn't know he was doing that. That's cool. So he's just only practice squad player. So he's kind of, I mean, the same kind of deal. You can only pick up undrafted playable after the draft. It's cool. Now I know. Okay. So we're back. Did it save the... Okay, so it saved those. So, okay, so classic, just Madden not working when you want to look at... Well, we got to look at this guy, even if it does freeze, because that guy looks pretty sick. I just imagine these are players getting to the end of their contracts. Yeah, 6th-round pick. That's how far we're getting into this series. All right, there's no one there. But no, that's cool that he's doing that. I might need to check that out. I want to check that out from a progress standpoint. Like I want to see like by the end of his year 1, by the end of his year 2, by the end of his year 3, whose team's doing better? Who's doing a better job? All right. So we go through free agency. Not really a huge pool of players here. We got Lamont Favors, a 72 dev trait tackle. We have Eli Hughes, who actually looks interesting. Definitely an interesting player, but there's other bids coming in. We'll go a little bit higher. We have, for now anyways, infinite salary cap, it feels like. Yeah. These are our only free agents. Please sign. Oh, there comes Dallas! And we don't get... Whatever. We don't need these guys. You either buy into the project or you don't. When are you going to do a mock draft? Mock draft soon? Yeah. Honestly, I was waiting to after the Super Bowl. The Monday after the Super Bowl, I have like on my kind of notes of what videos to work on. Monday after Super Bowl was a mock draft. Let's carry on here. Now we're getting to the big part. He's getting cooked year 1 and 2. He went 3 and 14. You're doing way better. His is really going slow, but that's the franchise. Well, you know, Mr. Hurricane's my Madden franchise mode content creator goat. But you want to talk about drafting. Draft goat. But I mean, he's different too, right? Because if he's doing it that way, he's gonna have to get the scraps of the UDFA players. Like we have the luxury of going to find the good ones before that little period between the end of the draft and free agency opens up, where a lot of them get sniped. But I mean, if he does, he can grab my practice squads. Okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't say necessarily I'm doing way better. Last year we looked real good. And then this year we go 7 and 10. Drinky poo here. All right, now we're going to look at our guys because we want to save our favorites for the private workouts. For those of you that weren't here in the first 5 minutes, someone said last stream, hey, couldn't you, before the stream starts, go look and kind of start getting, a short list of players? And I said, that'd be a smart idea. That would, streamline a little bit here of the stream. But also, I think there's an element of, finding these guys together. If I kind of already, knew all the gems, you know what I'm saying? If they do exist. So I was kind of in the middle. I got on. I said I was starting the stream at 9:15 my time. I got on 9. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a couple. So I did punter. I did long snapper. I already combed through long snapper, punter, kicker. And this guy looks pretty, we were talking about maybe a 2 kicker, special teams. That's what we're missing. We're not missing a competent Madden player. We're not missing a good scheme. We're missing 2 kickers. This guy could be generational. B accuracy, elite kick power. We already have one. We literally have a kicker that can make 70, I don't know we hit 70 field goals, but maybe we have 2. I went through the strong safeties, and I went through the free safeties, and that gave me a very short, it's not a good start, I would say that, to our favorites list. I went through all those positions, and we got 1 kicker, I got 3 strong safeties, and right at the end, we kind of started looking at some quarterbacks. I want to leave this draft with a quarterback. We do have Doris, who has a dev trait. Not my favorite style of quarterback by any means. But these were 2 quarterbacks that we kind of early identified might be guys. We have Jake Hill here from Washington, 6'5", 229. Letter grades, not great. But, word is maybe he had some off-field issues. And if things were better, and he seems to be with raising 156 spots, maybe, getting therapy and stuff. He's a guy some people think could be a guy. And then we also have Cade Hartman from San Diego State. This is a big boy. 6'3", 250. Got a multi-angle quick motion. Stands tall in the pocket. I think he had the best throw power preview out of all the other guys. So we're probably going to leave with one quarterback every year, every draft until we get the quarterback, aka we get that 300-pound quarterback that gets generated. But that's where we're starting there. But now it's the fun part of the video. Let's go through every other position. I mean, for the sake of how I'm going to record this, I'm going to get the stars off the two quarterbacks. So we're going to start like, here's our defensive players we like, and here's our offense. We'll start with defense. I got up to corners. All right. So Luis, get this guy. Dwayne Baldwin. 6'5", UDFA. I did scout, I think corners, D tackles. We had some of our level 3 scouts. Wide receiver? Yeah, that was another one. Those are the big 3. And quarterback. Those are the positions we got our 3 level scouts absolutely crushing the information process. Now, you want to see a bummer? You want to see a bummer? So let's look at the good news. This guy, Dwayne Baldwin, a 2-3 talent, so not crazy. I've seen corners. I think our first pick ever, Channing Fells, was like a first 1-2 projected talent. But we got Dwayne Baldwin here, disciplined player, A-man, A-press, 6'5". Dude, he's the dude from the Raiders that we had. Fucking, how am I already forgetting his name? You know what I'm saying? That guy, the slow guy. This guy actually not particularly fast, but this guy looks like an Dontrell Levy. Dontrell Levy. That guy looks very, very good. So he's going to, right now, already early contender for our first overall pick. But look at this. So 210 is the cutoff rank, right? Look at this guy right here. Eddie Townsend. If you know, you know by the player notes. If you know, you know. Look how close he was. I mean, it is what it is. But look, like that's like baked. It's like, oh, he's 1, 2, 3, 4 spots away from being classified as UDFA, and that's an X Factor corner. You know, that's brutal. All right, well this corner looks good. We gotta write these guys, some of these guys, because we have 13 picks, and I don't really plan on trading out of those picks. Like we said a couple streams ago that 15 was gonna be our limit. So I'm good with 13, and we're already penciling in. We're gonna get a quarterback. We're gonna get Baldwin. Write that down. Actually, the quarterback. What was his fucking name? Hill or something. Hill. I mean, another thing is, whoa! The Sean Mann, USC first, second round talent, UDFA. Fuck. Hate that he gives penalties up, but a lot of flags, a lot of yellow. A catching, C band, C press, slot, 4.3 speed, elite jumping. I mean, we know it's going to be good. So you're going to get a little heart. Wait, did I put it there already? Fucking web. Come on, webcam. Okay, heart on you. Baldwin, A, man. Oh, that is so sick. We're trying to run a man defense and then man. Literally man. Let's go. Fisher, Lewis. You guys have A tackling. Ooh, Damian Fisher out of Georgia. Damn it. Got a good profile. You didn't finish the last episode. Kick. It's not a knock against my kicker. That's a generational kicker. Do we just want to amass as much talent? Like, do we eventually trade? Could that be like trade that kicker for 5 picks? Yeah, I'm gonna move the webcam. Let's do that. Good comps. Right about there. And I never want to just go through every single player. I think there's like a fail-safe in this. That honestly, if I miss a dev trait guy, we'll probably either have... if I miss one in this, we'll do Mr. Hurricanes thing and hope that they're either undrafted free agent or they get thrown on someone's practice squad. We just double check here, make sure there's no really good zone corners. Guy's a tackle as well. He didn't have anything special about him. Was he fast? Not what we're looking for. We got will linebackers. Honestly, an easy thing. I don't want, we're not chasing just dev traits. I guess that's the way to say it if we're not looking at at a certain point, you got some, are you fast enough to be out there? Because if you're not fast enough to be out there, and these guys are slow as shit. 4.71, 4.7, Ben Watkins. P-zone, discipline, not disciplined at all. Jenkins, nope. Short. Oh. Will Short, congratulations. Didn't look at me, that guy, okay. I mean, you can't judge a book, I guess. 4.8 on Dustin. 4.8, what do you do? He does have A zone coverage. Ooh, shows good discipline. Wouldn't get flagged much at a Kent State. It's kind of gross. Okay, Mike linebackers. Speed still. Be fast, please. 4.48, Jack Ash. Nope. Terrible letter grades. 4.55 is not bad. Not disciplined. Come on. 4.5, Donahue. Come on, Donahue. This guy. 4.53, Joe Reyes from Washington. Ooh. Ooh. Right now, Joe Reyes. You've made the list. Very nice looking Joe Reyes. Very, very nice. Ooh, this Casher guy, he fell a bunch of spots. No. Reyes. Put a little star next to Reyes. No. I mean, that's the line. We don't need multi. That's the Mike linebacker we need. Oh, here we go. This looks a little bit more digestible. Sam linebackers. Fastest one is this guy, Doug Fox, Utah State. And he's a disciplined linebacker. Pretty deep. I mean, elite speed from a rating standpoint. Not like a burner 40-yard dash. Okay, Mr. Fox, congratulations. Schaefer looks like he could be decent. No elites. Ramon Paul, scheme fit, A pursuit. That's not bad. That's not a bad trait for a UDFA guy. Little slow. Speaking of making the list, were you expecting Jericho? I mean, I didn't watch it. I pledged my allegiance. I'm an AEW guy, and whatever fading wrestling nerd I have inside of me, we need AJ Styles in AEW before he retires. Grew up on AJ Styles and TNA. Used to watch it on Spike TV. We need him. He needs to do one final run. I mean, I might as well check all these UDFA guys just to. There's only a couple. Well, there's not a lot. It's not that hard just to hit A couple times. So we'll take a look at Carpenter. Okay, no, there's nothing there. D tackle. Oh boy. Now we do have a little bit of information. I don't think there's like a round 1 UDFA guy. Our best one is this guy, Kendrick McCoon from Iowa. 3-4 rounder. Nose tackle cheese. Shows good discipline. Not an insane one. Letter grades aren't particularly good. Sometimes you can see an A get popped. You gotta love that 41 bench press. How'd the not get elite strength? But he'll get a little star next to his name. Congratulations. We have this guy, Keenan Molden. Oh, another disciplined guy. Sure. You're gonna get one as well. And where's this last guy? Did you get me all the studs? Oh, that's day 3. Okay. Let's take a little look-see here. Let's see if we can find like nose tackles that ran sub-5. Look at this guy, B.J. Barton, 4.85. He's pretty much a DN. Garay, 3.05, running a 4.81. A finesse move, shows good discipline. Jimmy Garay. I like the look of this. You are getting a little hurt. We're good at I wouldn't say we're necessarily good at D-tackle. We do need some depth. But I feel pretty good in saying that looked pretty interesting. We also have this guy, Atkins, runs a 4.9, but he's 286. We have Scott Gervasi, runs a 4.69 at 300 pounds. Shows good discipline. Another A finesse move, B tackle, double C. Ooh. Ooh. You are on the list. I think we're finding our top 5 picks here are coming on the D. That looks incredible. That'd be a guy who'd draft first round. If that was a guy that had projection round 1, and I looked at this, I would probably pick him in the first round if I needed a defensive tackle. It's Gervasi, you're going in. Beautiful, man. Some great D tackles here. Let's look at the rest of it. Let's just make sure we're not missing a crazy bench guy. 41 on Cardona. Did he get a hurt already? Juan Cardona. Oh, he lacks discipline. Okay. McCoon, we got you. Stevens, Molden. Okay, we'll look at Stevens here. No. Okay. Yep. Got a couple D tackles here. We're going to write down Gervasi and Garay. Those two look very good. Right edge. Well, let's see. I would love back-to-back X Factors in go Gervasi, Garay. These are positions that we will I'm going to look at everybody. I'll go from the bottom, work our way up. Any dev trade edge rusher, yes, sign me up. I'll have a pipeline of guys that we're working and developing on until we get an A tier pass rush. We are always going to be chasing. No. Hickson. Nope. Borden. Nope. Not bad. That guy was seasonal across the board. Was he a 3-4 guy? Sean Borden, 4.75. I mean, we're not. I always feel like we're in the business of, if you don't have a dev trait, get the hell off my team unless you have a great letter. That guy doesn't look bad. It also doesn't look crazy. He's probably like, maybe high 60s. Is that all of them? Colvin, maybe? Ooh, terrible letter grades, but shows discipline. 6'5", good athlete, good size. 6'5", 273 out of Southern Arkansas. Okay. That would be probably on the low end of the list. Doesn't look really that good, but we have 13 picks. That could be like a selection over, get a generational kicker. And then for the final defensive spot on the opposite side of the ball, might as well just look at all the UDFA edge rushers. Again, I think we got. I've seen. Not X Factor. I've seen superstars, I think, at every position UDFA except edge rusher until we found Glenn Cannon last year. Like, that was a first for me. I've seen like the 300-pound quarterback. He's always UDFA. He's almost always, I think, a superstar. Never found one of that niche. I found it corner safeties, linebackers, D tackles, offensive linemen, tight end, blocking tight end cheese. Wide receivers are there. Sometimes the fastest guy. Never an edge rusher. Glenn Cannon, 1 of 1. And literally, we only have 1 edge rusher out of this whole class that doesn't get a lot of penalties. Okay, let's do this. We have our favorites. All right, we have gone through the defensive side of the ball, and we have our favorites list here. And it's a list that's feeling real good. A couple highlights from this list that we want to make known, because we have 13 picks in the draft. I'm going to stay at 13. So I'm going to try to get 13 clear guys that we're going to try to go out and draft. And I like to get guys, when we find them, like, that's going top list. You just made the list. And we got 2 corners here that look incredible. We have Deshaun Mann, who's scouted out as a round 1-2 talent. He is right now in our top 5 of players that we're going to go target. We have this guy, Dwayne Baldwin. Can you say Dontrell Levy? For those of you, if you know from our Raiders franchise, this is pretty much him. 6'5", A-man, A-press, a UDFA player. Now, he's slow as dirt. People in chat are already, like with the Levy, hitting them with, that's one of those guys, like, he falls because of like a draft story. Like, man falling 137 spots, that kind of makes sense. How is this guy gained ground? Like, now people are just now more in the know. He looks excellent. Looking at our list here, we had a couple linebackers, but one that stood out was Joe Reyes out of Washington. Looking at the stats here, 6'3", 230 pounds. Feel pretty good about our linebacking room. It's where we still actually have some real players. Sean Dolak, Macarena Arnold. Probably just butchered that. This guy, B block said B tackle, C pursuit, big time athlete. Second fastest 40-yard dashes, 3-cone and 20-yard shuttle look great. So he's a guy that we're going to draft probably pretty early when we can. We got some great defensive tackles. Headlined, we got these 2. Mr. Gervasi, Scott Gervasi from Louisville. CC in the block shed and power. A finesse move, B tackle. 6'2", 300 pounds, worth of 4'6'3". I'm seeing people in chat right now. This guy, I could put these guys in edge rush, pass rush. And this guy, Jimmy Garay, pretty much like the same build. 6'3", 305, A finesse, B tackle, runs a 4'8", elite jumping for whatever that's worth. He had the first place in the 3-cone drill. Like, 2 just exceptionally attractive defensive tackles that are very much near the top of our draft list. C4, check DT Harris. Sure. This guy, Damon Harris. Lacks discipline, power rusher. Now it's offense. Let's go. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on the offensive line. We have like 3 dev trait linemen deep at every offensive line spot. But, damn it, man. They're always there. This is where you're going to find your guys. I don't know. Center. I mean, we don't have a dev trait center. Lacks discipline. Willie Lampkin has got to hold on to that position tooth and nail. I was so pissed going into that last episode, which I think we played 5 games. Willie Lampkin was a full-year starter, had 0 sacks given up. Like, oh, absolutely. Like, I think the guard that won Offensive Lineman of the Year and gained Superstar, I think that was Willie Lampkin until he gave up 3 sacks. And I think, like, the final game of the year. This guy fell a lot. Damn it. No centers that look decent. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, for linemen, like, we're so good on the at that spot. I don't really, like, do I really want to look through all these guys? Like, maybe, yeah, but then it's like, if there's a superstar that I miss, I'm going to feel like an asshole. Oh, this guy, first guy we look at, shows discipline. Matthew Cree, congratulations. Oh, this guy, too, Albright. Alrighty. You'll get started up. Chavez, no. Right guard, real quick. I mean, if you got A's, how about that? If you got like obvious A's in pass or run block, I'll take a peek. Look at this guy, Scott Atkins, double B's. There we go. Disciplined player. Oh, this guy. Smith has an A. Adrian Smith, A pass block, B run block, discipline. And probably not like he's not one of those 330-pound power guys. We have agile scheme fit. Adrian Smith, congratulations. He actually looks pretty damn good. Fell 93 spots. Atkins fell 137. Mendoza. Ooh, another dev trait. He fell 45. Okay, if you're a lineman, well, you Mitchell. Oh, not everybody. Look at the tackles. Anyone free fall? This guy. Simple. Nope. Madsen. Nope. These are just bad. These guys are not falling because they have bad attitudes. They're falling because they suck at football. Borden. Nope. Smith could play center. He could, perhaps. We have so many tackles. Let's go over here. D question mark CF CC DF B Seth Richards. So Richards, Everett, Brandt. Oh, Richards does have a dev. Okay. It's in the bottom three there. Probably worth looking at. Chip Everett, lacks discipline. Tisk. What about Brandt? Lacks discipline. Gone. We can move Montague. Yeah, we did have Montague last year. I mean, I'm still team. Like, let's let Willie Lampkin at 5'9", 250 pounds continue just to crush it. But we do, man, we have so much depth. Any of our guys could probably play. We have 78 dev trade tackle, 79. I mean, obviously there was the boost. I'm not doing that math. We have Spencer, 73. He's an actual center. Lamontagne, that's who we're talking about. I think he was a big boy. 312, that's more center. That's a believable center build than the guy that's like 6'8", 350. So we have options. What does it say? Look at Brandt. Where is he? He's one of those tackles. Brandt. Oh, yeah, we did look at him. All right, so we got our linemen. We are done. Now, let's go to the tight ends. One thing we haven't also, as much as we're chasing that 300-pound quarterback meme that gets generated, we have not had an elite strength blocking tight end get generated. Because, usually that's the one position that you can find something like that that's the most, it's there a lot, is the X factor blocking tight end. We haven't got one of those. Look at this guy, 6'6", 341. Not kind of a dumb player, but he has A catching, ran a 4.62. Great strength, great speed, good acceleration, elite agility. Might not have a high ceiling, but you know what? What was that, Delgado or Portillo? Delgado, you're going to get yourself a little, I like that A catching. It could be a player that could be a little bit something there. Tony Monty. Nope. Let's look at maybe speed. So Delgado ran the 4. I mean, he is the best athlete by a decent amount. This guy, Benji Monroe, lacks discipline, A catch in traffic, but he has B run block, 6'6", 274. That is a big boy. Elite strength. Damn it. Why aren't you disciplined? I'll put it hard. That guy, that's another interesting guy. What was this guy? Ohio State guy. Benji Monroe. Fell 60 spots. Interesting. Broyles is A catching too. DJ Broyles. A catching traffic. 6'6". Not too bad. Jay Haynes with the 199 for the love of God. Let go of Lampkin. I mean, there is going to come a point where I'm just going to be sick of him being the only normal dev on the entire offense. But you got to give me a reason to quit. You know what, though? Just to be a little boring for a second, tight end is a position that I just want to make sure. It'd be so fun to get like an X factor tight end. Something we're missing. Harris, lacks discipline. Well, this position I'm worth like just the wear and tear on this brand new blue controller my daughter picked out for me today. Whatever wear and tear me cycling through all these players going to gain, I will gladly pay that if we can, by doing this extra legwork, maybe find a real gem. Because we got two real nice looking tight ends, but maybe not the absolute ceiling we are looking for. Bandit Cabrera. Nope. Man, Monroe does look like a Darnell Washington, doesn't he? Kind of like that. All right. Wide receiver. No, we did scout some of these ones. I don't know if we... I don't think there was like a first rounder out there. No, UDFA. Way to go, buddy. Congrats. Found a couple guys here. No studs. What a waste of a scout. 4-3-1, Russell Kitchens. I mean, I would have blind picked that guy before I got new tech to kind of know what to look for. This guy, Miles Cheeks, 4-4-9, C catching Fs. Ooh. Elite acceleration, agility, change of direction. Holy solid speed. That's a weird build. But that is a lot of elites for a UDFA guy. Like, I think we need to get a nice pool of players that are for like maybe the final 4 or 5 picks of this draft. I think that we got like we're gonna have our must-haves, but I think there's gonna be a little bit of a gray area. This guy we're gonna 4 or 5. No. Where it's like, let's just figure out maybe from a depth chart standpoint. That's a Mild Cheeks. Cheeks down the sideline. I like it. Linton, 4-4-9. Let's get the fast guys first. Capo Bianco. We have Gerard Harden, who ran a 4. You got to be a little faster than that, buddy. Nick Mitchell, 4.40 flat. I'll take a look. Yeah, of course, discipline, pretty terrible ratings across the board. Excellent. Trajan Davis, Jeff with the Joff. Nice. Can we get a Sean with a scene? Well, this guy is scouted as a day 3. Stephen Walton shows good discipline. Oh my God. F catching, F deep, F release. What? Huh. That is weird. That is very weird. That is like, this guy's going to be like a 55 overall. Very, very weird. But I think I kind of want to see. Like, that's one of those weirds where it's like, okay, kind of want to see what the hell that's about. So you'll get a heart there, Mr. Walton. Sort by route running. Let's see. I like having a nice little list of wide receivers. Let's see. A catching. That's usually a first thing I like to look for. We have no A catching. Do you have any A traits for UDFA players? Smiley. Ben Smiley, Nevada is a spectacular catch. Lacks discipline, kind of speed. Not a lot of juice, unfortunately. Short route running. Cheeks. A short route running on Miles Cheeks. F medium, which is very weird. But, okay, Walton has B medium route running. Harden has B medium route running. Jeff Wilcox, we already looked at you. Russell Kitchens looked at you. Calvin Haynes, we looked at you. Anything crazy stand out? Like, do we have anyone that's just clearly not playing the right position? Yeah, I'm telling you right now, yeah. Someone just... I think this guy looks insane. Brad Bolden. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone's going to be very happy. Cleveland Browns, if they get this guy, A catch, A catching, A release, 6'5", 225. Dude, oh my God. Calvin Johnson regen. All right, so honestly not a great class of wide receivers. We don't need fullbacks. Sometimes, I guess you can look for the A's, see if they stand out. We don't get a lot of great information there on fullbacks. Running backs. We are so good at running back that unless, honestly, you're, super fast. We don't have a burner. I wouldn't even care if there's, a dev trade power back. We need speed. Do we have any fast, wide, we maybe can get a wide receiver that's a DJ Moore type. You just put him up in the backfield. Well, we got only two guys that kind of fit that bill. Antoine Pruitt. And he looks kind of dog shit. Then we have the other guy ran a 4 or something. Mr. Juan Watkins, South Carolina State. He also doesn't look that great. So we're probably not getting a running back. And then, obviously, at quarterback, we've done the work. Jake Hill and Hartman. Who do we get? Jake Hill gets rid of the ball. First time, he's a smart player. NFL size at 6'5", 230. B, accuracy. C, mid. C, short. Good throw power. 4.91. And I would say trust. Trust that that's a quarterback we should consider without spoiling too much. So that's a quarterback we should consider. Or we had this guy, Hartman. Juan Watkins says dev trade. Okay. Or we have this guy, Cade Hartman. 6'3", 250. And he's a scrambler. This guy's an absolute freight train. Stands tall in the pocket. Quick angle. Got some decent speed to him. 4.69. Nice. Top 5 in speed. Has elite jumping. Great throw power. I think that's a guy we got to consider right there. So, I think we're gonna have fun with our quarter. I might get both and just see. Right? I have no issue whatsoever having too many quarterbacks that we're trying to see if one of them can be the guy. All right, let me have a little drinky poo, and then we're going to record the offense, and then it's draft time. Oh, I should end this one. End this poll. I'll put a poll there. Hill. Hartman. Oops. And now, for the last half hour, we have gone through offensive players. And kind of overall for this, it's a great reflection of where our team's at, that you have to have a certain standard. Now we're not just chasing solely dev trade guys, right? We're looking for guys that are going to help us make the goddamn playoffs, right? We're going into year 4. No playoffs. Now, this is a long grind challenge series that we embrace the challenge, but it's getting a little bit much. We need that at least first playoff win to move forward as a franchise as the Utah Yetis. So we've got some linemen, right, that look pretty good, but our O-line stack, literally everybody but center is, a dev trade right now. But this guy was the best of the bunch on the offensive line. Adrian Smith, A pass block, B run block, smart, doesn't draw a lot of false starts. And honestly, with that size and profile, so many people in chat want to move off of our undersized center, Willie Lampkin. And that guy definitely has a profile that could eventually maybe be a center. Maybe he should be a center over a guard. Got a couple tight ends here that look good athletes, maybe somewhat limited ceilings. We had a couple wide receivers here that also look interesting. Miles Cheeks, first team, all name Miles Cheeks. He just, he looks kind of fun with elite acceleration, agility, change of direction, and he also had the best short route running out of any of the UDFA guys. So that's certainly something to consider. Running back's another position where it's like, if there's not a guy that really stands out, we're not just chasing dev traits for the sake of dev traits. I need good players. I need players that we can rely upon. Just didn't really have a lot of numbers with that, guys, at the skill position spots. Only 2 tight ends. None of them, I don't think, are going to have a particularly high ceiling, but they look like fun players. This guy, Benji Monroe, we were calling him in chat, honestly. He's freaking Darnell Washington, 2.66, 275. We'll round that up. With A, catch and traffic, B, run block, elite strength. Looks pretty good. But, carrying on, the big question is quarterback. I want to leave every draft until we find the guy. And we have 2 names that Chad has really considered. First, we have Jake Hill out of Washington. This is a strong arm quarterback, 6'5", 230 pounds. Key ratings across the board, nothing too special. He does have a quick release. Kind of a pocket passer quarterback. Has good throw power from an athletic standpoint, though. It's like poor acceleration. It's kind of more the same what we already had on our team. Kirk Doors, Garvin before that, our 2 quarterbacks, mainly in the series. Not fast. We did have just another kind of weird build quarterback. See, like Hill, riser. He fell up 158 spots. Teams are paying no. We have Hartman, who fell 8. And this guy, 6'3", 250 pounds. He's a scrambler archetype. Multi-angle, quick motion. He can stand in the pocket and bang. You got 4.6 speed, elite jumping, great throw power. Wish it was elite, but we definitely need to come off our hires because elite UDFA quarterbacks are sometimes like 48 overall. Like they literally they made it like current day Jamarcus Russell tried to get into my Madden game. So great. This guy looks pretty good. Chat, we did a poll. It is currently 67% to draft Mr. Hartman over Jay Hill. But that might be one where we get Hartman, we'll make maybe a top 5 pick. We have 13 selections upcoming draft. I think it might just be about taking as many swings as possible, right, until we find our quarterback. So we might end up having both, but we will prioritize, I think, right now, Kate Hartman. It is now draft time. Let's go. Okay, private workouts. So let's go for the guys we don't have information on. I think for me, I want Reyes at linebacker. I think it could be Garay and Gervasi, that D tackle, just to see how good they are. I mean, we're going to get them anyway. We already have the wide receivers. Like maybe Cheeks. Maybe we'll go Cheeks. Because it's like the unknown. Now it goes into the unknown. We know that Gervasi and Garay are automatic locks. But there is always going to be a little bit of risk. I think some of our picks are like 5th, 6th round. Sometimes good UFAs will get sniped 5th, 6th, 7th round ahead of our selection. So we got to always try to just find a way to min-max and prioritize the can't-miss guys. I'm getting both those defensive tackles. And I am probably getting Reyes at linebacker as well. I don't care about linemen. Maybe we'll go one row. Hartman? We got to do Hartman. We got to do Hartman and Hill. Hartman, Hill, and Cheeks. Because we know we're drafting Reyes at linebacker. So let's do that. We'll do Cheeks, Hill, and Hartman. I'll record this. So for our 3 focus scouts, we got with the kind of the 3 question marks. 3 that we probably end up drafting. We might not. We got to get Hartman and Hill at quarterback. And we're going to get old Miles Cheeks at wide receiver. Hartman is 21. That is nice. It's better than having like a 25-year-old quarterback. Let's see what we got here. We'll have like Hartman first-round quarterback. Hill, UDFA. Hartman, UDF. I'll get a little bit of wet fart. Hill and Hartman both fully scout as UDFA talent, so that could have been a cooler result. And we'll just keep it here live. We got Cheeks. Cheeks at wide receiver, mostly because of the name. Ooh! Now, his A short route running and his elite ratings made him kind of stick out. This isn't like the ultimate, let's just throw it up. Like, there are things that, kind of made this guy look kind of, that is sick. There's a nice little hit. Let's go. That makes up for both quarterbacks being busts. Okay, let's look at this before we get going. My picks. I want to stay at 13. Don't want to go too crazy. But the question would be, can we move up a little bit? I think we can package like, I don't know. We got a lot of picks. That's like, do I trade that first and get like a two? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I think. No, I'm gonna trade that 2. I'm gonna see if I can get like a couple more 3s and 4s. I trade that 2 for, I don't know. Also, we could just get our guys. Okay, now it's a short list. I think we're good with those picks. Because I already know I'm going to get pissed off trying to make all these dumb trades. So I don't feel like doing that right now. We got to make our priority list of who we're drafting. So I got them right. 13 spots here. We have 13 picks. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 picks. All right. Of our 13 picks, who do we need to prioritize? Like the absolutes. And we don't have to get all 13 because we have our favorites list. But like the first 8 guys are going to be, like, we're getting them. So I have written down, I had Baldwin, I had Mann, I had Reyes, I had Garay, Gervaisi, now Cheeks and Hartman. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Our first 6. Trade that first back into the 20s. But I also wouldn't hate having a lot more third-round picks so we can just make sure we get those guys. But I also like having a first-round pick for the sake of, like, that is our first-round pick. Get that 5th-year option. We always decline the 5th-year option. Yeah, let's do that. One. Give you a 1 and 2 7s. We find a team that has... Holy shit, they have no picks. Who's pick 32? Give me the last pick in the first round and then see if I can get some other, like... Can't remember who won the Super Bowl. Something like that. That extra 3 and 4 will help. We keep our 13 picks. Let's go. Probably could have got picks next year if I really wanted to. But that should help a little bit. Damien, I think quarterback needs to be your national scout every year until you find one. It's the hardest position. I think that's what ours... Can I see mine? Nationalist quarterback. We got here. This is our insane staff. Got big old Wes heading up quarterbacks. Quarterbacks. We got our guard center guard center guard. We got our D tackle, wide receiver, corner. All right, I think I got a short list here. Let's go. It is time. Hit that like button. Grab a little drink. Water this time, H2O. Probably have to go freaking shovel after this stream, so hydrate so I'm not dying. All right, it is now time for the draft. First round. Trade it back. Made a couple moves. Get a couple picks. We have 13 selections. And we as a chat have decided that the first round pick of the Yetis Haven't really decided. The first name, I literally wrote down the names of guys we wanted. I didn't really decide who has to be the first pick. Chad is saying Hartman, the quarterback. I guess it makes sense. We do want to pick a quarterback. Kate Hartman, San Diego State. Any other San Diego State quarterbacks? Points in live in chat or in the comments. Is there another San Diego State quarterback, greatest San Diego State quarterback, like NFL of all time? I can't even like name one off the top of my head. I can name a bunch of running backs. But Kate Hartman, a scrambler at 6'3", 250 pounds. We thought maybe kind of sort of we had a quarterback in Kirk Doris. But every year until we find our guy, we have to leave a draft with one. And chat wants to see him be our first round pick. We do get technically a 5th-year option, extra year development. That makes sense. But we are passing up on guys that have scouted first round talent for an ultimate question mark. But Kate Hartman, can you be the savior of the Utah Yetis? I have my doubts. Chat saying Josh Johnson. Ryan Lindley. Wow. Here we go. Look at this guy coming across. He's a bust. Carlito with the 5. Longtime fan. First time I've caught. Draft time praise for the 5th days. Thank you, man. Same to you. Cade Hartman. 377 in true value at 32. And there are questions about his arm strength. He misses open wide receiver. Inconsistent intermediate accuracy. It looks like I'm him. I suck. But is a dev trait quarterback. And I will say for a guy that's 249 pounds, 84 acceleration, 86 agility, 88 change of direction, 84 speed's kind of absurd. We got 93 throw power. It's not a cannon. But he only had great. I think greats could be like 92 to 94. And then once you get 95, that's when you get elite throw power. I think that's what it used to be. But 93, that's better than Kirk Doris, who we drafted, had 87 throw power. And I was disgusted with his play. Kate Hartman, welcome to the team. And hopefully you are our answer at quarterback. Ooh. Pause this draft real quick. Okay. Well, we knew we had a dev trait spoiler right away. But hey, that is a fucking weird build. Let's go to our next pick here. Maybe Baldwin. Oh my God, it's snowing so. Reyes? Now up at pick 42 in the second round. We have 2 players. I mean, you know what? We got, how many picks do we have in this round? A couple? Back to our favorites. Chad is saying Reyes, and I'm still, that's where we're going to go. We're going to Joe Reyes, the linebacker here out of Washington. Awesome athletic profile, especially for a UDFA player. We're not set on our linebackers right now. It's definitely not a position where we don't want to continue to add value. So, Joe Reyes, you are the second pick. 103 in true value at pick 42. Hit stick connoisseur. 89 acceleration, 83 agility, 87 speed. Dev trait linebacker. Welcome to the team. What is the streak we're going to get on this draft? How many can we go all 13 picks, dev trait players? We probably could, but that doesn't mean we're getting the best players. But Joe Reyes, I think he's a bit of both. All right, up next, pick 74, going quick. If you watched our Raiders series, you know exactly what this guy reminds you of. We're going to pass on going with the first, second round guy. We have Dwayne Baldwin, 6'5", A-man, A-press. That is Dontrell Levy. The Clonage couldn't be even closer. Dante Levy was slow as shit. This guy for a corner, 4.52. It's not. I mean, he has poor speed, but I think there's a lot to like about Dwayne Baldwin, our third pick of our UDFA only draft. Number 69 in true value, drafted at pick 74. Fits our man coverage. I think him and D'Amico Ryans on the defense going to fit together like two peas in a pod. Got slow speed. There's already people in chat saying this guy's a safety. We could, honestly, because I have Wall, our strong safety, playing a lot of linebacker. That is another discussion for another time. Very good pick. Another absolute home run by the Yetis. We have got 3 outstanding players. All right, who's up next? We got Gervaisi. That's a real. I got Gervaisi, Man, and Garay. Could go Cheeks. With our final pick of the third round. Couple different options here. We have Mr. Deshaun Man, strong contender. We have Mr. Cheeks, strong contender. But before we get to that point, there's a player that made my draw drop, and that is this guy, Scott Gervaisi. A finesse, B tackle, double C's, not nose tackle cheese. This guy is different. He's just somehow like off the field characteristics. There's no other way. This guy, I would draft this guy in the first round if I needed a defensive tackle. So Scott Gervaisi, come on down. Might be a starter right away. Him and Mac and Cheese in the middle of the defense. 51 in true value at pick 96. 84 acceleration, 81 speed. 80. That is Aaron Donald. That is UDFA Aaron Donald right here. That is an insane player profile. Worthy of being a first round pick, a top 30 pick. Holy shit, that guy is sick. That is. I know he's not an X Factor or something like that. But that is like from an athletic profile, fucking nuts. What else we got? Next pick. All right, next pick. Because we just went D-tackle, I'm going to get Garay, and I'll show you guys Garay in a second. I think we get Cheeks. Miles Cheeks. Looks good. Anytime you can get a first, second round wide receiver, you got to go select it. 39 inch. How are these all? The crazy thing. This series would be, and I would always have a level of like, they're going to figure out if I was cheating. If I was like juicing these classes. But how are... Okay, well. As I try to say, this is... Can't believe if anybody wouldn't think this is organic. We lose our hidden dev streak, which, fuck, I was kind of hoping we'd go 13 for 13. But these players exist. This is something that is 150 billion%. You can go on any Madden generated class. And if you look hard enough and you know what to look for, these players exist. By all means, I hope you watch this series and get inspired that, hey, even at minimum, if you're in a multi-user league with your buddies, if you want to put in a little extra legwork, you might be able to just go right away. And the people are like, why is he drafting only UDFA players? Because these guys are out there. Now, Miles Cheeks, top 50 player. Sucks that our dev trade streak got ended, right? That stings a little bit to the standards we have, but this is going to be a good player. 96 acceleration, 96 agility, 96 change of direction. A carrying? Dude, this could be a running, like a gadget player. Miles Cheeks, welcome. All right, we go man. I'm thinking, we go man, and then we go Garay. All right, up next with the final pick of the fourth round. With this selection, corner has been a tricky position for us. So anytime, again, you have a guy like you got to just trust the letter grades. You got to trust that there's be a good player there. A catching, C man, C press, D zone coverage, but we're a man defense, so I'm fine with that. As elite agility, elite jumping. 39-inch vertical, great 3-cone drill, great 20-yard shuttle, 4.37 at his pro day. Don't know why this guy's not draftable, but Deshaun Man, I will consider you our diamond in the rough. The Yetis get richer. Top 50 player, number 43 in true value at 128. Limited ceiling, no dev trait, but I think much like Cheeks, I don't want to say I'll take. I'd rather every player that we get have both the things you're looking for, a dev trait and be a very, very good player. But if you're going to miss with the standards that we set, you got to be a baller, and I think this is going to be a good player. First, second round, 91 acceleration, 93 agility. He's like one of those guys, he's just missing a dev trait. I think from an athletic standpoint, that looks on point. A catching, A kick return, A tackle, the more things you can do. And I can't get over the fact that the webcam makes me look like I'm every one of the players we're drafting. Cheeks is Kenny Gainwell. You know what? He could be Kenny G. We got over 300 people in here. That's like 100 more than when I was last looking. Hit the like button, fellas, as we continue on. Round 5. We do not have Twitch drops here, everybody. So thanks for watching just because my stuff's cool. I wish I could pad my numbers with Twitch drops. But I only figured out how to do this on YouTube. So thanks for watching, just for getting nothing in return other than hopefully finding some fun players. All right, so we're carrying on here. We got to go get Garay. All right, moving on. We have another just ridiculous defensive tackle prospect, Jimmy Garay out of Oregon. Pretty much looks like Gervais, the other D tackle. We got C block shed, A finesse move, B tackle, 6'3". Again, another one of these. A lot of the speed rushers, like the UDFA D tackles, tend to be either like the extremes. They're either D tackles that are 287 pounds or they are 350 nose tackles. This guy's 305, right in the middle as a speed rusher. And if Gervaisi wasn't as crazy, this guy looks insane too. Elite acceleration, elite jumping, great change of direction, good agility, good strength, great speed. 4.81, 33 on the bench, first in the 3-cone, first in the 20-yard shuttle. Same could be said. Maybe not first round, but like if I needed D tackle as one of my top 2, top 3 needs, and I went somewhere else and I was looking in the second round, like that'd be a guy I'd want to trade up for. 54 in true value, pick 132, comes with a dev trait. And someone in chat said when we were kind of going through the short list here, looking at the players, should I just move these guys to DN? Should we just have like, they're athletic enough, a little less so on Garay, but Gervaisi, like that guy can just go in. He's as fast as Glenn Cannon. 85 acceleration, 77 speed, 87 strength. A stud. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it, as always. Usually my streams are never heavily promoted, and usually I literally sent a tweet yesterday that we were doing this. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. I had to take a night off of Arc Raiders, so I hope you guys are appreciating my sacrifice. Who the hell's our next pick? I think Smith, Adrian. That's who I had written down here. We got Baldwin, we got Gervais, we got Reyes, Hartman, Mann, Cheeks. I have Smith, Garay. Sorry, Garay's gone. So that's where we're going to go. Up next, we have an offensive lineman. Could play a couple different positions. Adrian Smith, a disciplined lineman, doesn't have a whole lot of laundry on the field when he's out there. Doesn't false start. A pass block. B run block. Decent athlete. Not really good, bad or good in anything. But I think the fact like 6'3", 307, that's a guy's a believable Swiss Army knife on the offensive line. Could play a couple different positions. So we're going to get him. We're really good on the offensive line, but you can never have enough depth. We're going to come to a point where we can't re-sign everybody. And Adrian Smith, 57 in true value at pick 143. This was chat coming up with this one because I wasn't really looking too hard on the offensive line. They like this guy. They identified this guy. Another home run pick from the chat. Go Hill, quarterback. Yeah, I honestly think, that's what we should do. We'll grab that other quarterback, and then we could go Darnell Washington tight end for sure. Let's do that. All right, as we continue to let's just take as many swings as we possibly can to the quarterback room. We're going to get Jake Hill. We don't like him as much as we like Hartman, but we like him enough to draft him. And if this was a year that didn't have a Hartman, we'd be happy to get a Jake Hill. 393 in true value, pick 158, but he has a ceiling. He certainly does. 91 throw power, not a noodle arm, anything in comparison to the fact that, now, Kirk Doris's only value was that he had a dev trait. Let's be honest. He had a couple 90s, play action, but he had that 87 throw power. If we can get just now 91 throw power, dev trait ceiling quarterback, Doris is going to be looking over his shoulder. And we're up with the next pick. And then with the next pick, there was a player that kind of looked like Darnell Washington built. to be honest with you. Enough so that like he's going to kind of trump some other players that might be a better pick. But Benji Monroe, A, catch and traffic, B, run block, 6'6", 275, pretty much built like an offensive tackle. Elite strength, broad jump, first place. 4'6'7". Right? As the kids do. Like, this guy looks nuts. 152 at 159, so still not even really a bad value pick. That's a fun-looking player right there. There, you like to have 4 tight ends on your roster. There you go. Come on in. Wish he had a dev trait, though. That'd be pretty funny if he did. That'd be a guy that like might get some opportunities to get a dev trait. Alrighty, let's see. We got Smith. We got the tight end. We probably won't get the kicker. I'm thinking we're running out of picks here to have fun getting 2 generational kickers. I have Colvin written down here. There was a potential dev trait edge rusher, right? Yeah, we'll have this guy here too. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty, the final picks. This guy, Jonathan Colvin. Anytime you can get maybe a pass rush, got a little upside to his game. Until you get like just a absolute war chest of a rotation of pass rush. Got to keep chasing these players. Jonathan Colvin, 392 in true value at 170, but the ceiling is there. He is a project player, and hopefully someone that D'Amico Ryans can really tap into his unlimited potential. All right, we got pick 181 here. Who do we go here now? Colvin. So we have generational kicker. A couple dev traits, strong safety, but we have like 3 dev trait strong safeties already on the roster. Those linebackers kind of sucked, I think. What's this guy? Doug Fox was kind of good. First and Sam. Yeah, let's get this guy. All right, up next, continuing to add to our linebacker depth, we have Doug Fox, who, yeah, 1st in 40 as a UDFA. Need I say more? Thank you very much. You are the fastest. Oh, you're the fastest player position and no one wants to draft you? Come on down, Doug Fox, 129 in true value, pick 181. We get ourselves a nice depth trade, a nice athlete. Let's go. Walton, the wide receiver. That's where we'll go next. And with the next pick, we have Chat kind of deciding. We have a bunch of names, bunch of targets. Some of these guys we're still going to try to remember once they actually become UDFA. But down here, we have this guy. This guy was super weird. This guy fits the question mark of what the hell. So we did have fully scout on him. Day 3. Nothing crazy there. We've drafted first, second round talent UDFA wide receivers. Then we go in here. It's like, what? D catching. Catch and traffic, sorry. F catching. F deep route running. F release. He did when you go in here is A kick return. And he has B carry and B medium route running. So there's something there. But what the hell is good about this guy? Why should we look at this guy? Well, I like weird players. When players are truly weird, 176 true value, who's not insanely, like that wasn't a crazy pick by any means. But he has a depth trait. It has a little bit of juice. 91 agility, 91 change of direction, 93 speed, only 75 jumping at 5'9", 188, 55 strength. He's not like a running back. He's not like one of those guys like miss. Someone said in chat that there are sometimes wide receivers that are better at quarterback. Is this that guy? Does this guy have like a better, different position that made him? I have no idea, but this is wild. All right, how many picks we got left? 3? That was it! Literally just went to chat how many more picks do we have left. That was it! All right, Walton. Fuck, I didn't write down any names. All right, perfect. Thanks for watching the stream. Pro streamer over here. Well... Yeah, okay, well. I remember one was McCure. Remember there was a McCure. I remember there was a... Like, oh, that's the only one I remember. So, sick. Alrighty. Fuck! Kicker. Oh, yeah, there's a kicker. He's probably going to get snapped up. All right, live reaction. Let's go! Here's our draft class. Oh, no! No! Oh, yes. Okay. UDFA only, and we got 71 dev trait, 73 dev trait, 73 dev trait, 74 normal, 74 normal, 73 dev trait, 73 dev trait, 58 dev trait, second option at quarterback, 68 normal, 58 dev trait, 69 dev trait, 67 dev trait. But the quarterback that we picked, 59 overall. .44 awareness. I'll take that. This rating could that is an inflated rating. I can hopefully offset some of that 44 awareness. He could have been 59 rated with not 74 yellow accuracy, 75 short accuracy. Okay. 59 was not expected. I was thinking like 64. Like that's what Doris and Garvin have been. 64, 63, 62. 59. There's a title right there. First episode. I play with a sub 60 overall quarterback. Thank you for the title and thumbnail idea. But that is a very good class, everybody. Very happy with the pull. Even the other quarterback, man, 58. Dev trait, sure. But, I mean, Kirk Doris was dev trait, and he was, what, 60... What was he last year? 66? 67 or something like that? Oh, man. Crushed it. I don't know. There's our class. Albright. Oh, here we go. Shout out to Spring. You got the names. Okay, I'm not even going to write them down. I'm going to trust that. Let's go see if we can snipe a couple UDFA guys. We didn't have anyone get stolen, though. I feel like the last couple drafts that we've done, we've had to like go look at other teams that poached some of our list. I mean, we got everybody. And now it's like, who's the leftovers? Oh, you guys want to see some dev traits? Who do we see? Who are we peeking at? And we're not doing the quarterback. Only exception, not this quarterback. We can look at the other quarterback. This is the only guy off the limit. Check if Walton can be switched to quarterback. Right. What's showing here? Not everybody knows swoosh. Not everybody. We're going to look at this guy's dev trait. Just because. Okay, star. No, he's definitely not a quarterback. Definitely not. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to show both quarterbacks. That's all you're getting. You're not getting anybody else. You can get the quarterbacks. Jake Hill. I'm going to do the other one so fast. Jake Hill. Come on down. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. We have Hartman. That's gonna be a fun challenge. If you're gonna do that, work, you know, if he was like a 60, 68, that UDFA. Now, the fact that we had to start below a 60 overall, I think that's going to be a fun. That's going to be a fun little grind, I think. That has now added another, to me, that has now added another dimension to this series. Now it's not just a team of UD. Now it's, can I take what? That's like almost a Madden challenge in a player. Can I take a, you know what, quarterback that's below a 60 overall, like the lowest rated quarterback in the league, but with a good dev trait? Can I make him an MVP? We literally are now going to have that challenge within this fucking. Let's go! Kind of already knew, but also fucking reaffirming what I already knew. The best there ever was do it, Cade the Hitman Heartman. That's gonna be it. Oh man, Cade. Brett the Hitman Hart. Cade the Heartman Hart. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's move on. Cade the Heartman. Cade the Hitman Heartman. All right, let's go through here. We'll look for some UDFA guys. Oh shit. My power just flickered. I think we're still good. Let me go check. Oh, okay, we're still good. Okay. Snowstorm outside right now. Power just flickered, but stream health good. Carry on. Carlito, thank you with the 2. Very much appreciated, my man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. All right, let's go look some free agents. Yeah, that guy, he trained in the dungeon. So I remember, there was the dungeon. All right, let's go. Ed Oliver's... Sign that guy up right now. All right, what do we got? I'm looking for guys that we were... Watkins was one. Juan Watkins, yes. So now our favorite part is looking for the UDFAs of the UDFAs. And we got one right away here in Juan Watkins, a star dev running back out of South Carolina State. Come on down. Man, do we have any wideouts? I don't think we have any wide receivers pinged. This guy, let's go by speed. Guy looks like he got some wheels on him. Devin O'Neal, rookie. This guy's nice. Russell Kitchens. No dev. I mean, honestly, we had to get devs. We have other good players. There was another tight end. Delgado was a tight end we liked. I mean, we knew these guys didn't have dev traits, I don't think. These guys, anyways. Offensive line. Did any tackles? I don't think. There was a guard that we liked, but he's going to be at long gone. Cree was one. Oh, he was a dev trait guard. Oh, we have so many. St. Clair dev trait? No. What's up, Mr. NASCAR guy? What's up, everybody? I don't think we had any. Everett? Was he one? Chip Everett? No. Mitchell at wide receiver. He's not even here. I don't think we had any edge rushers. No. D tackles. We had McCoon. Oh, he's gone. Man, we got poached. But the guys that look like they could be certainly kind of good, already gone. Wow. Linebackers, we had Short and Foster, but I don't think they were these guys. Oh, here's Short. 53? I don't even care that you have a dev trait. It's kind of that's a deal breaker. We don't need that long grind there. Corners. I don't think we had any corners. We got the 2 that we liked. Suppose we could see if we like missed anyone like a crazy man coverage or something. Deshaun Weber, 72 man. Kenya Lewis, super slow. What's this guy? Deshaun Weber. Nope. Jack Ash, linebacker, 92 speed. Well, he's 89 speed. Jack Ash. Oh, he does have 89. Yeah. I like that one. He'll come into camp. We're going to get another athlete to just come into camp. No dev trait, but 89 speed linebacker. See if he can make special teams, bud. Safeties. Oh, man, that guy was posting the safeties. Whoa, 69. Morgan Richards. 6'3", 210. Good pursuit, good hit. I like the... Hey. Again, another no dev trait player. Almost a 70 rated that we kind of missed. Looks pretty good. Decent enough athlete, kind of good at everything. Good tackling, good pursuit. Come on in. Jack Ash. Yeah. That's his name. Powell. Powell has a dev trait. Nothing crazy about his game, though. We have like 3 or 4 star dev strong safeties. Matt Mann. Oh, please. See, now you got to have something else. Dev trait's not good enough. You got to have a funny name in a dev trait. If Matt Mann had a star dev, we'd bring him in. Oh, there's the kicker. Oh. Okay. I mean, just why not? Our kicker, we have the best kicker of all time. We have a robotic kicker, but we have Jonathan Alonzo, a 79 X Factor superstar kicker, a generational kicker, whatever way you want to put it. You know, maybe that's what we're missing. You need to have we can just have 2 kickers at any point that can hit 73-yard kicks. Maybe we can trade them. I don't know. Could move him to punter. Would that be too cheesy if we wanted to do that? What's this guy? Does he have a dev trait? Superstar? No, nothing. I have no connection to my punter. Our punter, I don't even think he has a dev trait. Does he? Let me look. Maybe he's star dev? Oh, he's still a damn good punter. Star dev 86. We could do that. 99K. It's like the opposite. It could be an interesting competition. All right, actually, the comment we got from Chad, it's going to be a battle. Let's move him to punter. Yeah, that's teetering in the line of like cheese, realistic, whatever. And we have a punter right now that is 99 accuracy, but not a big leg part. Let's have a little bit. The kicker's undisputed. We have a machine of kicker that's broken multiple records. But opens things up here. Punter's just a star dev. Alonso has a higher ceiling. They're literally opposites. We trade in kick power and accuracy together. But that's gonna be a generational punter battle. Maybe the greatest training camp punter battle in history. I gotta cut 3 players? No. Okay, well. Normal dev corner. We just got a dev trait corner. Harris has been around for a minute, but we're going to move on from you. We actually had to cut players, and I think because this is notable, I mean, Garvin now, you're odd man out. There's no dev trait. Your 95 throw power with Hill and Hartman here is no longer as special. You were a first overall pick, but goodbye. Alrighty. Well. probably going with you there. Cheeks will pop off the depth chart here a little bit. Oh yeah, what's Cheeks? What do you think Cheeks' rating is as a running back is? One thing I want to check real quick, just out of curiosity. I mean, him and the other guy too. Where are you as a running back, sir? I'm gonna move them both to running back, and then we're gonna see who has the high rate. It's probably gonna be Cheeks because he is really good. But I gotta figure out what's this guy's deal. Why would Madden? Why would something in like the draft class generate a guy that's like F everything you want in receiver, but give him a dev trait? Let's just confirm. I don't think he's gonna be much of a running back, but just it's for science. We're doing a little bit of scientific testing here. We had Walton and Cheeks, our two wide receiver picks, and we're like, well, what if they were, they both have skill sets that could be running back. Walton was 67 wide receiver. He is 67 running back. Cheeks was 74 wide receiver, 80 running back. Interesting. So we might have just single-handedly given ourselves in 80 at any given draft can be the number one player in the draft. We just got the number one player in the draft if we keep him here. So I'm going to move right now. I don't know if that's going to be permanent, but I'm going to move Walton back to wide receiver. He's going to be a prime practice squad candidate. Okay. There's our four tight ends. We're looking good. There's going to be a battle for tackle, but probably going to go with Hardwick and Redmond again. Just for the sake, Adrian Smith, he's going to go to center. That was the discussion point. I'm trying to get the roster ready for when I return. All Fs could be quarterback moved to wideout. So that's just a potential tell. Good to know. Keep an eye on that. I mean, Lamontagne also could move to center if we really wanted to. That is an option. We're definitely going to be trimming some of these tackles. You don't need all these tackles. Don't need all these pass rushers. D tackle. I mean, Evans and Vincent. Even Wakefield. Wakefield's been productive. But like I gotta get Gervasi and Garay on the field. Like I'm probably gonna those guys there leapfrogging everybody. Get Cabrera and Fox. Reyes probably gonna be our starter. Probably gonna wear the green dot at Mike. Still got Dolak. Baldwin's gonna start. Remember Rudy Poo from last? I don't know if that guy's here. Some guy gave me $2 to make this guy's name Rudy Poo. It's kind of funny. Rudy Poo from the U. He's way down there, but Baldwin's going to get on the field for sure. I think it's going to be Fells, Woodson, and Baldwin will be our starting corners. Safeties are on point, but see, we got 4 dev trait safeties. Have used Wall linebacker though. He's been like our sub linebacker. That's been his main role. So like that's where the argument would become like if Baldwin too slow, that 87 speed, always move him to strong safety. Then move Wall full-time. Imagine Wall and Reyes as our 2 linebackers. That's also incredibly interesting. So, yeah. Not going to make that move yet. That'll be something I'm going to think about. But I think that could be, just from how can we get our best players, our highest ceiling players all on the field at the same time. The issue is that we don't have like a game changer at corner. What if Baldwin can overcompensate for the speed and become, our Levy, where it's like, yes, you might get beat once deep, but he also gets 2 picks in the Super Bowl at corner. I don't want to rush to make him a safety yet. It's just an option. We got our punters. We got obviously the greatest long snapper of all time, Walton at corner. I already looked at his stats. He doesn't have. He's just weird. He is just a weird player. Because look, if we had any hidden stats, we would see it, right? Okay, he's not strong. He goes, okay athleticism. All right, 93 speed, 91 agility, 91 change of direction. You know, yeah, nothing. Nash back to wide receiver. Perhaps. I mean, Garland's our tight end 1. That was his name, Garland? Garland, yeah. Allison, he doesn't see the field. Nash is our tight end. I mean, yeah, if we want to get Monroe on the field. But is Nash even going to make the team at tight end? I mean, I guess he can come in over for Strepo. I don't know. We got decisions. We'll figure it out. All right, that is going to do it. I'm going to get the... we have a snowstorm outside. I planned this. Not around the weather. My power's flickered 3 times. Stream health's still pretty good. But I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. I think I actually probably should go and start shoveling a little bit. So that is going to be it. I'm going to start recording here. And then when I'm done for both stream and video. So there we go, fellas. We had an insane draft yet again. Very, very, very high bar set from a draft ago, where we got a superstar franchise left tackle, and we got ourselves a superstar X-Factor pass rusher. But we have some players here this year that we think could be even better. And that's exactly what we need. Headlined by a man that has all of our hopes up, but is not even a 60 overall. Cade, the Hitman Hartman, at quarterback out of San Diego State. Can we develop a franchise quarterback whose starting point is below a 60? 59! I don't think I've ever done even like a Madden challenge video of something like this. So we're kind of talking about in chat. Like this has now added an entirely different additional element to this series. It already has. I have the premise. I have the hook, line, and sinker to get people who like watching Madden franchise content on YouTube to come see if you could take UDFA-only players and make a Super Bowl-dominating franchise dynasty team. There's the hook, line, and sinker. Now we're throwing in the second line. Can I get a franchise quarterback who would easily be, by probably 10 points minimum, the lowest rating starting quarterback in the league? Can we make him an absolute dog? That will be for next episode. Sorry, I'm doing the stream. Play some games. Got a snowstorm going out there right now. Power's already flickered. I'm quitting while I'm ahead. We got through the entire offseason. Thank you very much for everyone that tuned into the stream. I think we peaked at like 350 people. That is insane for this point in the Madden cycle, especially because I ain't got no, mutt drops to help just people coming in. People want to hang out, and they're invested in this series, and I very much appreciate it. I try my best to make this series community-oriented. It's your guys' team just as much as it's mine, and that is made possible. You guys come and hang out on the stream, come and tuning in. If you can't make the stream, to the recap video. Very excited to get into, what is it, year 5? Year 4, year 5. I can't remember exactly what year we're in with Yetis, but it's been far too damn long with no playoff success. Can Hartman, can our new, if we're putting a cap on the episode, we can't not talk about the fact that we have an entire new coaching staff. Kyle Shanahan running the offense. D'Amico Ryans running the defense. It is a new Yetis, and you're not going to want to miss it. That'll do it for me today, guys. To the stream, to the YouTubes, thank you very much for all the love and support on the channel and on this video series. If it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy C4. Say peace and love you. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Later, boys. If you see, literally, if you play Arc Raiders and you see C4, the name, I got it. No one else. I was one of one. First guy in line to get the name C4, 2 digits. It's me. If you see me topside, come say what's up in Arc Raiders. That's all I'm fucking playing right now. But, yeah, have a good week. See you guys.